Yo, now what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Peace, family. It's your favorite club. R2 Muhammad plugging you in with the information that you need in order to make you successful. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be covering some great things. And the topic of this show is actually, it's not setting up an LLC, but it's leading into setting up an LLC. Because of the simple fact, we're going to be discussing how middle America is going to be suffering. So let's get right off into this, y'all, because I can't wait to get this and put this in your lap. So completely disregard the setting up an LLC. I'm multitasking. And what that's also entailing is I am getting ready to lay the groundwork down for recording my LLC training course. So it has gotten so big. By the way, thank you for the support. Thank you for logging in and wanting to fire your boss and live life on your own terms by taking the course. So I thank you guys for doing that. But I mean, I got a great show lined up for you today because it's something that's being is not talked about and is not put out on the mass media. A lot of media outlets are not even covering this. But we're going to talk about, again, thank you for tuning in. But what we're talking about today is how the middle class is going to take a major hit. Middle class America is going to take a major hit, not just this year, but going into 2024. It is going to be a complete wipeout of middle class America. And I'm going to tell you how that's actually going to be done. So, yes, this is not setting up an LLC. What we're actually going into, this is the lead in of setting for my clients who are setting up, want to set up their LLC business. But today, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to be talking about. Middle class America. These are a list of chain stores that are closing their doors starting this year. Now, keep in mind, this is middle class America. And I'm going to give you the whole rundown list of all of middle class America employed jobs or jobs that employ middle class America that's going to be shutting down. Now, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. With this many companies closing and going out of business, the unemployment rate is going to take a downturn in the crapper. Let's just go off into this. I'm going to show y'all this real quick because some of you may know people or may have relatives or friends that work at some of these places, but this is the last run. These businesses will be totally out. Now, check this out. This article was posted on investing.com. You guys can go and check that out anytime that you want to. But from Aldi's to Costco, even Walmart and even major designer retail outlets are shutting their doors. Not just downsizing, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about going completely out of business. Now, CVS is up front right off the rip. Now, CVS has been around since 1963. They have over 200 branches 200 branches, 10,000 stores nationwide. Now, let's just say for the sake of the conversation, there are at least, all right, now you count your pharmacists that's back there in the back, that's one. You count your one, maybe two cashiers. So sometimes they'll have one cashier and then the second cashier is the one out there stocking the shelves. Then you have your other three pharmacy techs that work in there in the back. So that's the pharmacist, two cashiers, and the other three. That's six people that work in a CVS during the heightened hour times of business, right? Multiply that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say that's just, we're going to take the common number. You take that, that's 60,000 people that are now going to be unemployed. That's if just each CVS, 10,000 stores, had 6 people working there, 60,000. No more CVS. That's gone. Let's keep on scrolling. Foot Locker. Foot Locker's been around since 1974. 117 branches are closing. Now, let's get back up here to straighten this out. 200 branches of CVS is going to shut down, so that's going to bring this number down to 8,000 stores, right? 8,800 stores, or 7,800 stores is going to be left nationwide. Now, Foot Locker, been around since 1974. 117 branches are going to be shutting down. It doesn't give the exact list of how many stores Foot Locker has, but Foot Locker is going to be out of the way. Now, this is mostly a chain that's in your local malls. So that's 117 Foot Lockers that's going out of business. What they're saying, nobody don't want shoes no more. So gone. This is what surprised me, Target. Now, I've been watching Target over the past 5 years because I wanted to do something with their stock. Because at one time, they were the only ones that was giving Walmart a run for their money after Kmart started to downsize and collapse. After they tried to merge with Sears, Kmart, that was a bad investment. So if you guys remember that, back when Kmart was, they bought out Sears. And then after that, they tanked. Then they started shutting down Kmart's all over the place. But check this out. Target is shutting down. 13 branches of Target. And they have been slowly closing since 2010. But look how long they've been around. 1902. 1902. And you mean to let American icon business like that go, just start closing doors? It's funny how this is happening. Now, again, we're talking about the suffering of middle America. Ladies and gentlemen, if I've said it one time, I've said it a bunch of times. The people who have wealth in this country are not going to stop being wealthy. Let me just make this plain for you. And let me give you an understanding of how the mentality of wealth and the wealthy in this country works. Wealthy people are not going to stop, or they're not going to give up their money for you, the employee. It never has. They never have. And they never will. The rich will find a way to keep their money. Hence, this podcast that you're watching, they're starting to cut off dead weight. If companies and businesses are not pulling their weight, if they're under a certain dollar value, that's a loss to wealthy people. Now, let's understand. For a wealthy person to lose $10 million, they'll tell you they broke. Let's say Kanye West, for instance. Kanye West was in the billionaire club, $2.7 billion. Now Kanye is valued at $400 million, but now Kanye says he's broke. $400 million to middle-class America? That's still a lot of money. $400 million to the everyday common American, you still rich. But he will say that he's broke now because he went from 2.7 billion to 400 million. That's how the mentality of wealth works. Now, that's the equivalent of you and I. If we had a job that was paying us $400,000 and we went all the way down to $30,000, then we'll start saying we broke. But this is what's happening. It's an attack on middle-class America, and the majority of people don't even pay attention to what's happening. Companies will start shedding weight. They will start shedding in order to save their money. Because what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, is all of these businesses that's closing down, they're now going to be tax write-offs as losses, and it's not going to affect their bottom line. But to you and I, in the middle class, if we don't come up with a way to protect and secure ourselves by, hence, this is what starting to spark off, being me starting the program, creating your own LLC, being your own LLC, and starting your own business. We need to fire our boss before the boss fires us. Now, if you've already seen since COVID, there has been a quote unquote shortage of employees. There's not a shortage of jobs, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a shortage of jobs. It's a shortage of those jobs paying money to sustain our everyday livelihood. Because you can't fall from a $70, $80, $90,000 living that you've been living for 10, 15, 20 years, and then now you've lost your job, and now you're trying to maintain that $70, $80, $90,000 cost of living on $20,000? You're going to start losing everything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be real. Because you can't maintain your mortgage that was easy to be paid on 70, 80, 90,000 on a $20,000 or $30,000 income. People are first going to start happening. They're going to start refinancing. Now you are in debt longer than what you really were, because you don't want to lose your house. You're going to start selling off your cars, selling off other possessions. You know, it's going to get tight around that. If you got children in school or in college, you're going to be telling them, hey, look, you know, you might have to get you a job. The funniest things about this, ladies and gentlemen, is people act like they need to be concerned about this. Let's go on to the next one. Walgreens, 1903, closing 200 stores. All of this is happening this year, 2023, closing down Walgreens. The Gaps, 136 branches are closing out of 350. That's almost half of their chain. That's almost half the chain of Gap gone. Urban Outfitters, some of these are places that you might have shopped. Established in 1970, number of stores to be closed to be determined. But they're looking at least a 32% whopping drop. Urban Outfitters, the Children's Place, 122 stores closing. DSY, this is a designer brand company. They're closing 65 stores over the next 4 years. Now, I don't know how many they have totally in all, but the business reported a 36% drop in sales thanks to temporary store closures, and likely many needs to find a way to recoup its losses. Let's keep scrolling. Neiman Marcus. Now, this was amazing to me to read about Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus is a high dollar store, retail store, and a lot of big time high dollar malls. I know we have one here in Florida at Mall of America, and four branches are closing, and these people have been around for a minute. They're based out of Dallas, Texas, but Neiman Marcus shutting doors on 4 stores. Macy's has been around a long time. 125 stores are closing over the next 3 years. Now, it's a slow walk back, but this is why I say we need to pay attention to what's happening. Because some outlets in middle-class America that's employing middle-class America is a slow, gradual walk back. Now, to me, that tells me, or it's starting to say, they are in the hopes that the economy will bounce back. So it's going to be a slow, gradual decline. Now, some of these retail outlets just said, we don't even care. We cutting out. We're gonna trim the fat right now. We're gonna give a major haircut, and we're gonna take our money now. If the economy bounce back, they can always go back and reopen. But we don't know. And if you look at what's happening globally with the merger of China, Russia, and Africa, and Saudi Arabia, they have come up with a new currency to replace the American dollar. Now, they are going to be trading goods, exports and imports, in their own currency now. Basically, it's saying, don't bring that American money over here. it's no good. Now, the American dollar, if you've been a follower of anything about the American dollar has been in trouble before the euro dollar. Remember when Europe or England came up with the euro dollar? That was another thumb in the eye of the American dollar. People all over the planet, ladies and gentlemen, are starting to lose faith in the value of the American dollar. Euro dollar came in. Now, right after the euro dollar came in, cryptocurrency came in. Now, countries and my governments are in the cryptocurrency game. Here recently, the United States just launched the FedNow bucks. The United States is getting into the cryptocurrency game, whether you want to believe it or not. And the funniest part about it, it is fake money backed by real money that supports a business. That's really what this is. Cryptocurrency initially started out as gaming money. It's what people playing video games paid each other. Then it just took off on a mind of its own. You had people on Wall Street that was trading in the cryptocurrency, making an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million, and then taking the real money out. They call them whale splashes. If you didn't know, if you're familiar with anybody who's in the crypto space, ask them what a whale splash is. A whale splash is when somebody with big money, the whale, comes into the cryptoverse and they dump a whole boatload of money into one particular coin. That's the first splash. Now everybody in the market starts looking at this splash and they start dumping money into it too. And they run the value of the coin up. And then there's the secondary splash. Boom, that initial whale, now he's starting to shed and sell, and he just made up to $5 million in the matter of minutes. In a matter of minutes. This is why cryptocurrency was so volatile. It was more volatile than any other stock in the world because you got to keep in mind, these are people that are paid financiers, and they figured out how they can flip a quick 300,000 into 5 million. And then before you know it, if you weren't watching the splash, it's always two splashes. One in the beginning, an influx of money. And then the second one was when that person who dumped all of that money starts selling it because the coin is rising. So if you weren't on top of it, now you sit here stuck with all of those coins. And he done made out like a fat rat. All right, let's get back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Just for y'all, food for thought, just so y'all can know. If you got any questions, please drop your questions in on the side and let me know that everything is being soaked and absorbed. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is only going to be up for about an hour after we get done, and then it's going to come down, and then it's only going to be available to the subscribers. All right, so let's keep this moving. All right, Macy's, 125 stores over the next 3 years, slow walk back. Starbucks. I'm surprised Starbucks has hung around this long. It makes absolutely no sense to me why somebody would pay $5 for a cup of coffee. Absolutely, that just, oh man, I don't understand that. I remember back as far as being a kid when coffee was 50 cents. Yes, coffee was 50 cents. We have this places in Alabama called Jack's. and I always made fun of them because the Knights of the Round Table always was at the Jack's. And it was literally a big, huge round table in the center of the restaurant. And all of the old heads gathered there at that table, and they solved all of the world's problems at that table over a cup of 50-cent coffee. Funniest thing in the world. And I couldn't wait till I had got grown so I can be one of the knights of the round table and solve the world's problems. But anyway, I'm surprised Starbucks has been around that long because it just didn't make any sense to me for somebody to spend $5 on a cup of coffee. Absolutely bananas to me, especially something as oxymoronic as iced coffee. What? I don't want ice in my coffee. Unless it's just scalding hot. Now, that's a way I remember back in the military, when we made coffee in the field, that coffee was so scalding hot. You had to put ice in there. And by the time it melted the top, you can drink, you can sip it a little bit because the ice that was on the top melting kind of cooled the top layer of it. At least until your body and your tongue and mouth got used to it. Or, you was peeling skin if you just drank that stuff. But Starbucks, I'm surprised Starbucks has been around as long as it has been. Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, I just saw this morning I was watching the news, Morning Joe. I like watching Morning Joe to get my day started. And I just saw this. Bed Bath & Beyond made this list. And they've been around since 1971. 43 stores are closing. Now, I know a lot of you might be wondering, why is this important? Some of you don't work at some of these places, and you think that you're not affected or going to be affected by it. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, you will be. A lot is because now the unemployment rate is going to go through the roof. There are going to be so many people unemployed across the country, and everybody that's losing their jobs are going to be jockeying for position at now your job. It's going to be so many people in the unemployment sector that your boss now, he's not going to be tolerating you coming in late for work no more. He's not going to tolerate you calling in out of work last minute. They're not even going to tolerate the fact that which they don't tolerate that now. Your boss right now don't care nothing about your child's school activities and you participating in your child's school's events. Your boss don't care nothing about that. Now, when this starts to happen, it's already started. 2023, going over into 2024. Now, when this starts to happen, hey man, I ain't gonna be able to. You think they're gonna put up with your smart mouth again just because they might be in a tight or a need right now? It's gonna come a time, ladies and gentlemen, that unemployment sector is gonna be so huge. So huge. Now, I'm gonna jump this in here too. Because pre-COVID, social media influencers and marketers were making a lot of money on social media. Content creation, building videos. We basically paved the way and restructured a lot of businesses doing advertising and marketing because we had the following. To put these businesses on the map through our followers. Post-COVID, and recently, if you guys saw my last podcast or 2 podcasts ago, Facebook, which is the granddaddy of them all, still the largest, Facebook is no longer paying social media marketers anymore. They're not paying, Mark Zuckerberg is not paying social media marketers anything else. So now the money that was leveraging or being made through social media marketing, through Facebook, Instagram, that's gone. Now, through affiliate links, because now the relationships with these businesses has been long-term and sustaining. So through the affiliate marketing, yes, we still can maintain a lot of money. But now think about this. With the number of businesses closing And a lot of those people who didn't have time or didn't want to be caught up into social media marketing, now, if you guys think that the social media marketing space is cluttered now, wait till by December 31st. It's going to be so many people making transitions and moves over to social media sector, because now you can stay at home and we can work. And they've been seeing our content over the past 5 years, or longer. So, and if you're watching Instagram, TikTok, everybody's posting how you can do this and how you can take AI technology and do this and how you can get affiliate this, how you can make $3,000 a month just by wearing Nike stuff. So all of these people in middle class America are going to be looking for another way to make and supplement their income. Even this social media space is going to be packed. Let's keep on going. Bed Bath & Beyond, 43 branches closing. Now listen, will be roughly closing 40 stores. Now that's less than 4% of the total stores worldwide. But by the end of 2022, many market insiders predict that this may be the first few drops of potential waterfalls of closing within the next several years. So Bed Bath & Beyond may be completely going out of business. And that's what I want to tell you, that this morning, I saw on Morning Joe, Bed Bath & Beyond filed bankruptcy. Done. That's a done deal. They don't have any money to pay their creditors. It's a wrap. So this number of 43 branches that might be closing this year might be more than that. Guess jeans. Guess was real popular back when I was in the high school days. Still been around, still popular today. Officially launched in 1981. They're closing 200 stores. 200 stores they're closing. Victoria's Secret. Ooh, women gonna lose their mind. They can't go in there and spend all that money on them sexy bras and panties. Yep, y'all got to go back to Wally World and start buying the old grandma drawers like you used to back in the day when everything was perfectly fine. Wasn't nothing wrong with that good old cotton. But yeah, all them laces, they're going to be shutting down businesses. Pottery Barn, they're only closing 3 stores. I didn't even know that they were still in business anyway. But Pottery Barn, I can imagine that's a place where people in that sector or in that industry love to go and buy their pottery. But they are closing 3 stores. Disney, which did not surprise me, especially with Ron DeSantis down there in Florida making an absolute fool out of himself, thinking he's going to go up against Disney and Marvel. But the Disney stores are closing, not Disneyland. The Disney stores are closing. Banana Republic, another one of those high-end retail stores, they're closing 84 branches. The fashion chain shuts down all of its stores in the UK. I didn't even know that. They shut down everything in the UK. It counted for 700 stores left, but most of them is in America and Asia. But Banana Republic of woes have continued, and it is reported to close 84 stores in total over the next few years. So that's another one that's doing a slow walk back. We just talked about Kmart. Kmart, I'm surprised they made it this long. That was the worst business buyout that they could ever did when they bought out Sears. Sears was already in trouble. Sears have been in trouble since it was Sears and Roebuck when Roebuck left. I mean, they stayed in business all that time. And then you guys remember that because Kmart started selling Black & Decker, Sears started selling Black & Decker, which Black & Decker is a Kmart brand product. So, the only thing that Sears had a hold on was Craftsman. You can go down there and buy a whole bunch of Craftsman tools at Sears. And then Kmart started selling Craftsman. But that was bad business deal, and that was over 20 years ago. But Kmart is closing 100 plus stores. The company found itself declaring bankruptcy in 2002 and forced to fire more than 30,000 people since 2002. Pre-COVID, the company managed to rebrand itself the following year. This is when they bought Sears and tallying its first year-over-year increase in 2005, thanks to the merger. See, like I just told you, thanks to the merger with Sears, but they couldn't take it. They couldn't maintain it. American Eagle Outfitters, they're closing 250. I'm surprised them people stayed in business as long as they did. Even though they had a big, huge reach, they hoped to hit $2 billion by 2023, but in order to make that happen, it's planning on closing around 250 stores by 2023. So again, this is another one of those examples where rich people want to keep rich. In order for them to hit that $2 billion revenue, they have to unemploy 250 stores. Again, just a simple math. Now, see, let's just do simple numbers. I haven't been an American Outfitter in a long time, but I can recall only 4 people, maybe 3 to 4 people working in there, right? So 250 stores, and we're just going to take a common number, just say 3, the manager and 2 salespeople, or the cashier and 2 salespeople. Multiply that by 250. So 0, 3 and the 5 is 15, carry the 1. That's 750 people. Now listen how the accountants work these numbers. In order for us to make $2 billion, we have to fire 750 people. That not just the firing of the people or closing down putting those 750 people out of work. There's no more store rent, no more utilities. There's no more merchandise being bought and shipped to those locations. So it's more than just getting rid of 750 people. But the wage is the bulk of that, because that's how you pay the employees based on the products that's being sold. That's how you pay your employees. So if we get rid of the employees, well, we ain't got to pay nobody. We can cut back on the amount of stuff that we got to buy. Well, we don't even have to buy for those 250 locations. That's how this game works. Just on 750 people. They're going to make $2 billion, and you think that you are safe at your job? Welcome to Plugged In, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I plugged in with the information that you need in order to make you successful. And what we're talking about is the suffering of the middle class, and how middle class America jobs are going out this year as well as over into next year. And thank you for tuning in right now. But we are just covered. American Outfitters is closed. We're down to number 20. I don't even know what Chico's is, but Chico's is closing 100 branches. Look like a clothing store. Another middle class American job. Office Depot, unknown. Now this will hurt, especially because in my LLC training course, Office Depot is one of the companies that I teach my clients to use to create a line of credit. And now we don't even know how many they're closing. So, but now that's not to say that they won't give you an online credit, because that's where you apply for your in-store credit line online. And it just helped if you had a store locally that you can go in and fill out the paperwork. But Office Depot, which is also Office Max, they're closing an unknown number. Kohl's is another one, ladies and gentlemen, 27 branches. I don't know too much about Kohl's, but this is because 25% of the malls, according to the credit report, will be going out of business in the next few years. So 25% of the malls. Now, that's what Kohl's is basing their downsizing on, is that the mall itself is closing. Now, if you're in a town like I am in Gaston, Alabama, and what we call a mall is basically just a shopping center. I mean, I think Agricola Shopping Center over in West Gaston is larger than the mall that we have down off Rainbow Drive. But I'm surprised that the Gaston Mall is even still there because they've let everybody leave up out of there. Carter's is another one. They're closing 25 stores. It brings in $3.4 billion in revenue each year and employs nearly 21,000 people. However, Carter's has not been immune to consumer shopping habits and has had to close down several branches already. Now, a lot of these retail stores are closing down because of the increase of online shopping with conglomerates like nobody's safe in this ship. Yes, Chico's close the store, close the store. You're right, Della. And nobody's safe. But what the problem is, what's happening is only middle class America is going to feel it. Wealthy people are going to keep their money. Now, Walmart being the largest retailer in the world, even they are closing because wealthy people are going to find a way to keep their money. You're definitely correct. Nobody's safe. Now, with the increase of online shopping, everybody's going to Amazon, stores like Amazon and eBay and Craigslist, because now we're getting to the place to where, why should I go to these retail stores? And basically, I think this was all by design because corporate America has found a way to make us lazy and yet spend more money. Let me explain. Ooh, let me explain. Corporate America has found a way to make us lazy. And not just corporate, yeah, it is corporate America, but that includes everything from retail stores to restaurants to even all the way down to laundromats. Oh, God. Even if something as simple as a laundromat. Now, peep the game. If I can make people so lazy to the point, I am going to tell them that it is a benefit for me to take care of them, to make them more lazy. They will pay me more money because now they don't have to do it. Let me tell you what happened first. Fast food restaurants. Fast food restaurants. You don't have to cook. We will cook for you. We're going to make it quick, fast, and in a hurry. You get a 3-minute hamburger. Now, we all know for you to cook a hamburger at home takes longer than 3 minutes. But we're going to give you the hamburger, the fries, and the drink. Or if you're going to eat the chicken over here, we're going to give you the whole box of chicken to feed the whole entire family, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, corn, and bread. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, like I know, you can go to the store and buy that stuff for cheaper. McDonald's now, you can get a $10 combo, the Big Mac fry, and a drink. Oh, my God. And then if you want to supersize that, oh, yeah, you want to supersize that because they put so much salt on it. You can't help but get you a bigger drink because the salt will take all of the moisture out your mouth. Oh, yeah, we're going to supersize that. Or, see, business got smart. We're going to fill the cup up with ice. So you got a full cup of ice, but you only got about that much soda in there with all that salt. Yeah, you're going to supersize it. And we don't think, oh, would you like to supersize that for 89 cents? Wink, wink. And in our lazy mind, because we don't want to cook at home no more, yeah, we go ahead and supersize that. It ain't but 89 cents. But when you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, I remember my coach actually showed me how much money I was wasting on coffee. I love McDonald's coffee. When they first started doing the premium roast coffee, that coffee was so creamy. The cream was creamy, really, for real, for real. And it was just great. And this was back when it was 99 cents. Marketing convinced me simply first, premium roast. Premium roast. Premium means the best. This is the best fast food coffee you're going to get. And what happened was I actually programmed myself. Oh, man, I don't want that gas station coffee no more, man. No, man. 79 cents. This premium roast for 99 cents, 20 cents more. But then when my coach said, he said, or my advisor, he won't tell you, coach, he'll say my advisor, he said, hey, he said, you still drink McDonald's coffee? Every day. It's only $1. Wink, wink, $1. But when I added it up, I'm spending $1.09 for 7 days. So I'm spending $7.63 for a cup each day. Not even knowing that I could have bought a 140 canister cup of coffee for $6.47 at that time. Now with modernized income, it's going up to $9 and $10. But so has McDonald's premium coffee now, because instead of it being 99 cents now, it's $2.47. Now imagine if I spent $2.47 for 7 days, current price. I'm already at $15. But I can go to Walmart and buy a 160 canister cup Folgers premium roast for $10.62. You see how we trick ourselves into thinking that it's more convenient for me to just stop in Walmart and buy a cup of coffee at $2.47, and I completely disregard the amount that I could have saved. I could have saved me $5, made it myself, and drunk me 2 or 3 cups a day instead of just 1 cup a day. So as it is with fast food. This is the system and how it was designed for us to become dependent upon somebody else by making us lazy. Oh, you ain't got to cook. We'll cook your food for you. And then what happened is now we have tricked ourselves to thinking that we have more time because we didn't spend the time to do it for ourselves. We turn right around and go put an application in at the job that just put us out of, that just said they gave us a whole bunch of time. Look at Instacart, Uber Eats. These businesses are now multi-million-dollar businesses that now employ people by making you too lazy to even go and shop for your own food. Now, we don't even want to stop at the fast food restaurant that was already fast. We want to be ultra lazy, and then we're going to pay another person to go pick up our food and bring it to us. Ladies and gentlemen, these 24 hours ain't changed in 2023 years. The same 24 hours we had in 1980, 1990 is the same 24 hours in 2023, except we have become more lazy. And now, here it is, those same companies and businesses, let me stop sharing this, because that list can go on and on and on. It won't stop. And it goes all the way down because it's quite a long list. A lot of businesses are going out. But we have become so lazy. We don't want to do for ourselves at all, period. And now it's a thumb in the eye, or a flick, a finger in the eye, a thump in the eye, because now those businesses are now closing, and now the world is in a panic. What am I going to do? I got to cook my own food now? I got to go pick up my own food. I got to go buy my own groceries. Oh, yeah. Lord, I done got so lazy. I'm just going to go online on Walmart and order my stuff, and I'm going to have somebody over there go and pick it up, and then all I got to do, I'm not even going to go to the parking lot and wait for them to bring it out and put it in my car. I'm going to call Instacart and tell Instacart to go pick it up and bring it to me. This is a PG-rated show, and I don't want nobody to be offended, but you need to be. You definitely need to be. You need to be totally upset at how you have been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray. And the worst part about it is you did it to yourself. Man, look how the devil done tricked us. But now he didn't tell you. See, that's the one thing I tell people, and I don't get off into race, religion, and politics, but being that we're in a country that is the most spoken about thing, I'm just going to give you an example. Satan didn't lie to Eve in the garden. He told her the absolute truth. Hence, this is what makes a lie more believable, because people are most susceptible. They want to be lied to. People want to be lied to because the truth hurts. Nobody in this country or in this society that we live in can take 100% truth. They want to be told the truth, but no, they don't. They don't want to know the real truth. Because if they knew the real truth, oh man, their whole world would be torn apart. This is what governments do. This is how life and society is laid out. So Satan didn't tell a lie. He told Eve the exact truth. But what he gave her was a choice. Because before that, they didn't know what to do. But now she's faced with a choice. Do you want to cook, or do you want to go to the fast food restaurant? You know it's starting to be hot. Girl, you know you done worked all day. Now you know you got to come home and clean the house and boom, 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 boom. Why don't you just stop by Popeyes and get that 8-piece box of chicken with 4 biscuits, 2 large side for $25.99. You faced with a choice. Now, here's the funny part. You got a refrigerator full of food, but we still opt to go eat somewhere else. Spent more money. Now we're at this particular point in time in society to where all of these businesses are closing down now. Ladies and gentlemen, look around your own city. Look around your own city. It's fast food restaurants, banks, and liquor stores. Those 3 businesses is what's going to stay in play. Banks, liquor stores, and fast food. Because all of the other jobs, I mean, some of you are old enough to remember where it was a big thing against South America, Mexico. Man, the Mexicans taking all our jobs. No, be real. We were too lazy to do those jobs, and corporate America found somebody who's going to do the work and do it cheaper. That's the reality. I love my Hispanic community. I love my Hispanic family. I love them because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm probably gonna be the only one that's gonna be real enough with you. I'm not going out there wrangling up no chickens. I don't care who get that job. I'm not going out there picking no tomatoes and watermelons. No. My ancestors did all that work before. I'm not picking no greens and snap beans and okra is itchy. If you ever been in a garden before and you tried to pick some okra, Lord, you itch for days. I don't care how many baths you took. And it's hot. So I don't care. I love my Hispanic community. They can make all the money in the world off of watermelons and vegetables. I don't care about what. No. I'm not mad at the people standing on the side of the road with that stop and go sign. And hey, I ain't mad. But I'm not going to say that they taking the jobs either. They can have them jobs. But we need to be careful with what we say. You almost said it too, Della. Right. See, this is why I teach the setting up the LLC. And this is what that led up to. Actually, I keep up with businesses closing and stuff like that because the playing field now is even, ladies and gentlemen. It's even. But out of sheer laziness, it's not even procrastination because the average person, they don't want to do it anyway. Now, the funniest part about it is everybody can't be a boss. I have dealt with that for over 8 years. Most people don't have the mind frame to be their own boss because, hell, to be honest with it, most of you will fire yourself because you already know you ain't gonna do nothing. And I'm just being real. Again, if you can't be truthful with yourself, I know people that if they had a job sleeping, they would wake up and quit. I'm just being honest. If they had a job sleeping, if you hired them to sleep on Posturepedic Sealy mattresses with the MyPillow in an air-conditioned room that was just cozy and right and played ocean music, they would wake up and quit. That's the time period and the frame that we're in because people are just that dependent and lazy. They are depending on they've developed a dependency on somebody to take care of them. We've already depended on people to cook for us. It started way back before fast food. It started when we started paying people to make our own clothes. Am I right or not, Della? Della is a seamstress. Actually, is one of the authors that's in my last book, Swimming with the Shark. And Della was telling her story about that. Della came up in that era to where you made your own clothes and she turned that into a business. But we would rather put somebody else's name on us. Oh man, if it ain't Gucci, if it ain't Louis, if it ain't Prada or Coach or Vera Wang or blah, 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 blah. Now think about this. When did Louis Vuitton send you a check? Or not even a check. When did Louis Vuitton send you a thank you card? When did Louis? Now, they're going to send you a discount coupon on your birthday if you signed up and registered for it. I'm talking about people who buy real Louis and real Gucci. I ain't talking about Louis that you bought at the 76 gas station or the Texaco or the dude that you told you it was a real Coach that was selling them at the barbershop. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the real stuff. But we would rather pay somebody else to wear their name, and they won't even send you a thank you card. They don't even know you exist in the world. That's when it started. Then we started paying people to can and give us, we started paying people to feed us when there was a time period when we grew our own vegetables. We grew our own food. But now we don't have time for that. You see how society started to program you? Now we got somebody who's taking care of us, feeding us, and now they started slipping in all types of preservatives and poisons and other chemicals and stuff in food. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now we're starting to die off. Now, and I'm taking you somewhere because I want you to see this. Now we got somebody clothing us, somebody feeding us, and instead of doing for ourselves and making our own money, we got somebody we're working for them now. They're paying us a salary or a wage, because you only get a salary if you got a degree or you're highly educated or you're a long-term employee. Because we've even tricked ourselves to think that we can retire from a wage job. No, ladies and gentlemen, you don't retire from an hourly wage job. When you retire from a job, that means the job is going to continuously pay you for the servitude that you put in. Hence, i.e., the U.S. Armed Forces. When you retire from the military, you'll still get a check every month from the military. That's not a job, that's a career. And most people think that they have careers, but no, you got an hourly wage job. In a career, careers are basically mostly contracts. That means I'm contracted in them. Y'all can't find me for a time now, but then here sneaks in, trick, union. Just because you're in a union still don't mean that you got a career. Because you're still hourly. But now, let's get to this. So, because if you retired from a job, the only thing that you're going to get after that job is Social Security, not retirement. That's different. And your Social Security is what you paid in, and then they're going to give you a check off of that. They don't give you all your money that you're paying in, all them years of working. No. And now when you look at it, Social Security is in trouble, and it's predicted that they are going to be completely bankrupt and out of money in the Social Security. By the time that I hit my 60s and 70s, it ain't going to be no money for Social Security to me. Because every time they go to war, they borrow money from the Social Security fund. See, all of this, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't get back to the point in the period of where we take and provide for ourselves and become our own bosses, it's a lot of us, they're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Because we have become so dependent upon somebody else taking care of us. We done forgot how to take care of ourselves. Oh, Lord, the average female now. I mean, I remember when I came up during the time to where little girls were given easy bake ovens, and they was already learning how to cook from the time they was, I mean, they even had the tea parties and set out stuff like that. All the little stuffed animals was their company, and they were serving them. See, they was teaching this early when I was coming up. I mean, they knew how to set the table and everything, and they'll be in there running the whole show, even if they in the imaginary world. Now, look, just because you know how to make spaghetti and make mac and cheese out the box or Jiffy Mix out the box, that don't mean you can cook. Sorry. Sorry. Lunchables is not lunch. Sorry. Learning how to put food in the microwave, that ain't cooking. Sorry. Opening up a can of beans and pouring it in a pot and turning the stove on That's not cooking. Sorry. Sorry. And it's just like you working for somebody for the rest of your life. And now, just think about all of these stores that's closing. Some of these people are career salespeople. They've been at this job for so long, loving their little 15, 25% discount. They have picked up no other skills to do nothing else because they worked in these department retail chain stores with the AC, and they got their little key on a little cordy thing on their arm where they can open and close the dressing rooms. And you couldn't tell them they wasn't in high cotton. Now, that's done. Now what you gonna do? See, now you gotta go out here and get greasy. Now you got to go out here. Now, see, the first thing they're going to do, because they're at an age to where you can't go out here and compete with these young folks in the fast food. So that's only going to leave one or two places that accepts a lot of elderly people to work. And that's either A, Walmart, where you're going to be standing there at the door with them little stickers, smiley face stickers, say, hey, do you have a return? And you stick that little sticker on the bag and you tell them what customer service at. Or, and it breaks my heart, every time I go to Publix, they got these seniors at Publix sacking groceries and getting grocery carts. That's a heartbreaking thing, ladies and gentlemen. I want to so bad to tell them, hey, there is an alternative that you can do. Let me show you how you can be in business for yourself. But again, that's years of programming to where they will tell themselves, I'm too old to do that. But you ain't too old to be out here in the heat and the rain collecting grocery carts? That's a troubling thing. Hey, family, I thank you guys for chilling with me. Oh, man, we went over. I told you in 2023 I was going to cut back and start doing these in 30 minutes. But I hope that you got something out of the podcast. This will only be up an hour after we log off, and then it's going down simply because, again, things are changing and structuring. They're not paying us to do free broadcasts no more. So, and this will only go up to those who subscribe to the page. That's why I try to give it to you. But if you want to take the LLC training course, now what's coming out new is I'm not going to be doing live sessions anymore because I have too many clients to try to get with that's on different time zones in different parts of the country. And like a lot of my West Coast clients. Oh my God. I love California and Arizona, but hey, y'all, I can't stay up till 12 and 1 o'clock at night no more. So y'all can get this work. So what I'm going to do, I've already put things in play to where when you take the course, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a DVD. So you can buy the DVD for each training course that I have, which there are 15 total courses. The total package is going to be $12.97. All 15 courses you can take, you can buy all 15 courses for $12.97. That's $1,297. Or you can buy the individual courses that what you're interested in, and those are going to be $67. Now, in that $67, you're going to get all of the information that you need and everything that you need to in order for it to set you up. And not just do that, ladies and gentlemen, but you won't need me after that to keep coming back, taking masterclass after masterclass after masterclass. I don't rock that way. So you have everything that you need to know in order to set you up so you can fire your boss. That's what we do here right here. Hey, I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace. Mm-hmm.